I've brought the rubber up for the garage so we can set this fridge up. I'll be able to open the fridge slide, get the oven out. I'll set them up so they're both together and we can run a side-by-side comparison test and yeah, see how this goes. This is the old Austrail. Good old pool noodle, keeps it in place. It is a bit big for the Robbo, so that's why I've been looking at downsizing a little bit. Okay, get rid of the shower tent. Alright, slide this bad boy out. So I do have a 12 volt socket in there. This one's connected to an Anderson lead. Switch to the fridge, and I can hear it fire up. So it is quite cool. It's already 12 degrees, and it's currently drawing 4.9 amps, which isn't too bad. What we'll do is we'll let it run for a bit, and we'll do some temperature testing, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. Right. Set them both to 0. That's currently both set. Alright, so the Austrail is both kind of cool to 0. Let's do the Kings. Okay. Not too sure how to operate this at the moment. Alright, so the other side was obviously set for freezer. We'll set them both to 0. So we can do a side-by-side comparison. Okay. We'll play out the temperature gun, do an initial reading. Okay, so we're currently 16.7 degrees for the Austrail. 15.8 for the Kings. I'll let them both run for a little bit, give them a chance to cool down, see which one cools down the quickest, and see which one is the most accurate to the temperature. So they're both set to 0. Alright, it's been 15 minutes, so just a quick temperature update. The Kings fridge is doing much better. The Austrail, not so great. Might be because it's running out of gas. Probably a good time to be replacing it, but let's just see how it goes. So it's only cool a few degrees. The right box has dropped down to 9. Left box stayed at 15. If we head over to the Austrail, okay, the main fridge compartment has dropped to -1 and the freezer's coming down, and that's at 6. So it'll be interesting to see how long it takes to get there, but it is getting there quite quickly. So we'll leave these run for a little bit longer and then give them another check. Okay, so I'm half an hour into the test and I've noticed that the compressor has already stopped on the Kings. The Austral's still working really hard. Temperature hasn't moved much, but it has come down. Suddenly it says on the freezer side that it's -8 and the fridge is 11, which seems a little skew-iff. But if you look at the Kings, we're currently looking at 1 degree on the fridge side and -3 on the freezer side. And now half an hour since I turned these two on for testing, so that seems very quick. Okay, -1.4. Pretty close. Fridge side. Zero. Exactly what it's supposed to be set to. For a product that's actually quite budget, that's very impressive. That got there really quickly. And I actually didn't expect much from the Kings products. We've got some solar panels at Orchard Kings, and that's about it. Yeah, so let's have a look at it. It has dropped down a little bit more. We'll do a quick temperature test on that. Sorry, this is the fridge side. Okay, so -8 on the fridge. Freezer, -6.5. Those are weird readings. So yeah, I don't know what's going on with the Austrail. We'll see if it gets down to temp and then settles. Thermostat might be a little bit out on this one. Like I said, it is quite an old fridge. Okay, so it's the next day. I've left both of these fridges running overnight. This one appears to be working probably about half as hard as this one does, which is quite impressive actually. I was really impressed that this cooled down to temperature in about 20 minutes, which is really good. All right, I'll get the Kings installed into the Robo, see how it fits, see if it suits it a bit better than what the Austrail does. The Austrail is a little bit oversized and overhangs a little, which has been a bit of a problem since we've had it. One thing I have noticed with this fridge, the compressor does seem to run a lot more, especially as soon as you open it, which I don't really like, because if we're off grid and we're running on batteries only, this tends to use a little bit too much juice. Whereas I'm hoping this will be a bit better. So after I switch them over, we'll fire it back up and see what the amperage draw is like. Okay, just switch the fridge back on, I think because it's already at temp. Doesn't seem too fussed. Yeah, it's not doing anything at the moment. Okay, that's the fridge. That's the freezer. Okay, dropping it down to 20, -20. Felt the compressor just kick in. All right. One bottle of water into the freezer. Let's see how it goes freezing it. Okay, so we're 1 more hour in. So when I set the fridge to -20, it's now dropped to 18 and switched to -3 in the fridge. Let's see what the temperature's like. And see if our bottle is close to frozen. Okay, so -18, it's pretty good. Water's not yet frozen. I'm not getting an accurate reading on that though. But that looks pretty good. Check it again in another hour. All right, I've just left the fridge overnight. Left a bowl of water in there. Doesn't seem to have had any issues freezing. If we look at the temperature, currently reads as -19 for the freezer, -1 for the fridge. Okay, that bottle of water is frozen rock solid. It's nice and cold. So if we do a temperature test, okay, so it's currently -19 in the freezer. Okay, -0.4 in the fridge, which isn't bad. Okay, a couple of little things to note. There is a USB port, whoops, just there on the front of the fridge, so you can charge your phone, whatever other device you want on there. Just be careful not to touch the temperature controls as you do that. There's a couple of cup holders on top of the freezer side door, and these lids are reversible, so I'll quickly show you how that's done. Alright, so if you need to swap the fridge around, basically to suit your setup, it's quite simple. All you have to do is bring the door up to 30 degrees and then just lift. Click it out. does take a little bit of pressure. Okay, then just fit it into the hole on the other side. Get the fridge door back to 30 degrees so it clicks back in, push down, there you go, you've got a reverse door. So apparently one that opens to the right, one that opens to the left. Alright, so for my final thoughts on the fridge, you know, it's a budget product. You know, there are, compared to the other fridges, you know, they're usually double to triple the prices, so I think it definitely is very good value. That aside, you can see that, you know, it doesn't have the premium finish, it's not metal, it is built more like a Willow Esky, but for this price point, being a compressor fridge, and for how well it seems to work, how well it cools, I think it's quite good. This is a 75 litre model. I did notice that the 90 litre is also for sale, quite cheap. It's only an extra 50 bucks. So if you go into Full Drive Supercenter, you don't have to pay the $40 postage and handling. You can get it straight off the floor. This one was $2.99. The 90 litre is $3.49 or $3.48 at the moment. So what we need to do now is just get out and use it. Otherwise, it seems to be a pretty good product for the money.